I'd like to thank Jim Kabaki for nominating me for the St. Ed's Recipe Challenge. Of course, there's only one thing I can do, and that's my sauce recipe. And I figure since Coach Lombardo's been begging me for this for so long, I'm gonna put it on for you. Of course, to get myself in the mood, I always gotta have a little good Frank and Dean going, so we're gonna put that on, and then we're gonna get started on what to make next. The ingredients that you're gonna need are 2 cans of contadina sauce, 2 cans of contadina crushed tomatoes, and 2 cans of contadina paste with Italian herbs, of course. You're gonna need some good extra virgin olive oil to saute up your onions and garlic that we're gonna cut up. And then I also need to have oregano and basil, pepper and salt, parsley, some Italian breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, and an egg. The meatballs are going to be made here out of a meatloaf mix, which is basically equal parts of beef, veal, and pork. And then already in the oven right now, I'm heating up, I'm going to be browning some Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage that will go on the sauce. Okay, so I took my garlic and onions and I chopped them up in the Cuisinart. And I'm gonna put a little bit here on my meatloaf mix and mix that in a little bit. And then the rest of it is gonna go into the saucepan. So I've had this on medium heat, warming that up. Again, some extra virgin olive oil. It's gonna go into the pan. And now the onion and garlic. So I'm gonna saute this up a little bit, brown it. Okay, so your garlic and onion is browned, and now I'm gonna add in my cans of sauce, and then the cans of crushed. And of course, we gotta get our paste in there. Get that all nice and... All right, so now I'm gonna add some parsley to the sauce. It's probably gonna be about a 1/4 cup, a little bit of oregano. Again, I do all this by just feel, a little bit of basil, and of course some salt and pepper. Add that in. And again, I don't measure anything, obviously. I just kind of do what feels right. And then we stir it all in. Get it mixed up really good. Almost forgot the most important ingredient. A little bit of wine. All right, so my sausage is done being browned. I just cut it up. And then I'm just gonna dump that into my sauce. Spills a little bit here. And now we're gonna work on meatballs. So I put in some parsley already. Again, probably about 1/4 cup. Again, a little more oregano, some pepper, some salt, breadcrumbs are next. Again, I don't know what the measurements are. I just, a little bit of milk. Now, for whatever reason, and some cheese. My grandmother and my mother always said, now I've washed my hands just now before I started this, so have clean hands. But you gotta mix this up first, and then after you get a little bit of it mixed, you add the egg. So I kinda got a little bit mixed. Add the egg. I'm gonna finish mixing this up, and then we'll come back to putting meatballs into the sauce. All right, so I got my meatball mix mixed well. Grab little pieces and start to make balls and put it into the sauce. Now, because we are cooking this meatball raw into the sauce, we're cooking it that way, I always make sure that I cook for a minimum of 3 hours on low heat. And we're gonna come back once all this is done and show you the finished product. My sauce has been cooking for 4 hours. It's done. I boiled noodles, put some sauce over the top of them so they didn't stick, put them back in here in this pot, and that's how you make the Mocho pasta dinner. And for me, when I think about the 7 Edmonds standards, this one's about family. So on Sundays, my parents, my brothers and I, watching the Browns game while sauce was cooking on the stove was a great memory. And the Browns will be good again, trust me. So for the St. Edward Recipe Challenge, pasta and family. Next up, I'm challenging Coach Lombardo and Paul Stalter. Fire captains make great meals, right? So, manja.